32 degrees just a few hours ago, but within 24 hours, that mercury is going to take a dive to 0 or below for the first time this winter.
That's right, Tim. By Saturday morning, I think we'll see readings in the area 0 to about 12 below where skies are clear. But the wind chill factor certainly is going to be of great import to us beginning overnight and through the day tomorrow. And I think from time to time in the gustier winds, you'll see a wind chill of perhaps 20 to 40 below. The area superintendents of schools will determine, I'm sure, around 6 a.m. tomorrow morning if they want to close any schools. Kids are calling already. Certainly there'll be potential for frostbite and hypothermia tomorrow, but again, that'll happen as far as the closing of schools, if at all, early tomorrow morning. 32 degrees now. That is the Galleria in the background at 9th and St. Clair as the workmen are scurrying to do as much as they can. Wind chill 23, the wind westerly 9, and that is a breeze compared to what we'll see overnight. The wind will be blowing a gale eventually overnight into the day Friday. Humidity 75%, barometer deep now, still falling 294.3. I don't think we're going to see a duplication of the big blizzard of January 26 of 78 when we hit 28.28 on the barometer. We won't come close to that. And a trace of snow at Hopkins, some light snow in the area now. Pollution standard 54 today, 50 is the forecast here for the day on Friday. National Weather Service radar, Akron Cannon Airport. It is snowing over parts of the area at this point. And down at Marietta, Parkersburg, they've got 3 inches of snow on the ground. I mentioned last night you shouldn't try to drive I-77 into West Virginia or headed east into Pennsylvania. That goes for tonight or again tomorrow. Save yourself a lot of misery. I never try to tell people don't do anything, but you want a white-knuckle drive while you head into Pennsylvania tonight or down into West Virginia. If you take I-75, 71 to 75 over the western route, if you're headed south, that by far would be the preferable route to take. We'll check the temperatures around the state. No problem now. So if you want to go out for the next few hours, you're not going to be in any great danger from blowing and drifting snow. That will happen overnight. 30 Hopkins, 27 Youngstown, Mansfield the coldest. It is snowing heavily at Fort Wayne now, and that snow package is going to be gradually moving our way. It could be 11 p.m. to midnight before we begin to see it here. But it will move across the state overnight. Highways will become very slick overnight. 32-23 today, a mild one a year ago. Seasonal snow. Sunrise 747, down 532. Winds aloft, I showed you last night, and dropping directly southward out of Hudson Bay. And I mentioned earlier, here's a low-pressure area aloft at 18,000 feet. These winds will begin to relax as we hit into the weekend. The good thing, trying to glean something out of this, is the high-pressure area is going to move so quickly here, it may well shut off lake effect snows to a great extent late tomorrow night into the day Saturday, so that's good news. I think we'll see some sunshine Saturday, but it'll be shining through very cold air. Storm here bringing the big snows to the east. Atlanta bargained on an inch of snow last night. They got 8. I'm glad I'm not forecasting there. Here's the center of the mountain of high pressure that is going to swing in. Alberta Clipper here. Certainly has slowed down. Here's the front. There's the snow to the east. Snowing heavily in Washington, New York City, Baltimore, 6 to 12 inches. That'll give up there overnight. And here you see the frigid air, high temperatures for the day, swinging in behind this storm center. The winds will be gusting tonight, at times hitting gale force. Wind chill factors again will be enormous by sunrise. Very mild in the southwest. Our forecast at this point, winds tonight, westerly now and light, eventually overnight turning northwest into the day Friday, 18 to 30, gusty beyond that. Tonight, eventually the Arctic air moving in and snow squalls will be developing. Overnight low about 12. Now, snowfall accumulations by sunrise most any place could be 2 to 4, sunrise to mid-morning. Within the snow belts east and south of the city, we could easily see 4 to 8 inches by mid-morning tomorrow. Further accumulations possible Friday. It'll be windy, frigid, the high around 10 above. Temperatures will go nowhere with those wind chills built in. Squalls or flurries will still be possible. Further accumulations. Lows tomorrow night could go 0 to 12 below where skies clear. Sun cloud Saturday, a few flurries left over. Struggling to 10 above. Sunday, some sunshine and moving up into the mid-teens. I think we'll see 25 Monday. Could snow before Monday is over, and 28 for Tuesday. We'll return in a short while, tell you where that Arctic front is, and remind you to take care of the little critters as well as yourself.
Okay, good. Thanks, Dick. Well, the Cleveland School Board has announced its newest member.
And News Center 8's Rick Young is at the school board meeting live with details on who won the seat. Rick?
Well, Robin, the Cleveland School Board has its newest member. He is Wesley Dumas Sr. He's an attorney and also a recruiter and outreach worker for the Cleveland Public Schools. He is also the youngest man to serve on this board. He's 34 years of age. He's also a Cleveland parent with 2 kids in the school system. We will have more on Mr. Dumas later on tonight at 11. We'll have details on him and a reaction from parents and other board members as to why they selected him. This is Rick Young live with the City Cam in downtown Cleveland. Now back to the studio.
All right, thanks, Rick. That Mayfield Heights youth who was driving the car of last August's tragic crash that killed 3 teenagers has pleaded guilty to charges of vehicular homicide. 17-year-old Eric Gustin of Mayfield Heights was driving a car carrying 18 teenagers when it struck a tree. Besides the 3 fatalities, 15 others were seriously injured. Fire officials today believe they found the cause of the fire that destroyed a processing barn at the Bilmar Turkey Farm in Garrettsville last night. It took firefighters from 7 area departments more than 3 hours to bring the blaze under control. Garrettsville Fire Chief Robert Russell says it appears the heating system in the barn malfunctioned, setting off the fire. He says the blaze caused $200,000 damage. The barn and equipment are a complete loss. Fortunately, there was no livestock inside. The barn was being prepared for 20,000 turkeys arriving tomorrow. They now will be processed in another facility on the farm.
Efforts are underway to shut down a controversial toxic waste recycling facility in Portage County. Fact finder Tom Meyer first reported on the plant last month when residents raised concerns over their health and safety. Elected officials finally responded to their pleas for help, and action is now being taken.
The Petroswill Chemical Company recycles paint solvents and other hazardous chemicals. The operation is adjacent to a 200-acre landfill, a landfill that has violated EPA regulations repeatedly.
Are they taking the waste and dumping it in the landfill? Are they taking the residue that's coming off of the recycling operation? You know, where's all this stuff going?
It's these kinds of questions from residents that prompted elected officials to start investigating. After doing some digging of their own, officials say the toxic waste facility has operated without proper permits for 5 years.
The big deal is that they circumvented the law insofar as they went into operation illegally. That's the big deal.
Township officials refused to issue the company a variance that would allow it to stay open. A violation notice will be issued in an effort to shut down the operation. Company officials may fight back legally, arguing they were misinformed about zoning requirements. They also contend the plant is safely run.
The worst case scenario is probably a fire internally of the plant. No citizens would be harmed by worst case scenario at the plant.
Sources tell us that a joint inspection by the U.S. and state EPA in late December turned up numerous violations at Petroswill. The report has not yet been released, but it's certain to cause more concern for residents who would like to see the plant closed. Tom Meyer, News Center 8 Fact Finder.